Questions and comments? The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary, the Government House Leader.
Yes, thank you, Madam Speaker. And, you know, it's interesting, the member makes reference to Pierre Elliott Trudeau, who many Canadians have respected as one of Canada's greatest prime ministers for a lot of the efforts and things that he brought in, to say the very least, Canada's Charter of Rights and Constitution, the repatriation. And I think that he undervalues that. It's interesting that he wanted to be able to highlight the past, and he's often criticized me for bringing back some of the disasters of the Stephen Harper era, and maybe he can justify how it is Stephen Harper had a mega multi-billion-dollar surplus handed to him, and he converted that into a multi-billion-dollar deficit, and it was before the recession that had taken place. How does he justify Stephen Harper's government when he did not balance a budget? Even in his last year, he had to sell off shares, Madam Speaker, of GM at a huge discount to try to give the impression that he balanced the books.
The honourable for Edmonton-Wetaskiwin.
Well, Madam Speaker, that question is quite laughable. First of all, there's a lot of disinformation in that question, but I think the point to be made is we faced an economic crisis. His party's reaction, by the way, at the time was to form a coalition with the Bloc and NDP to try and take down the government right after an election. That was the response of the Liberals at the time. Of course, anyone that was in this House would remember that our government could not spend enough to satisfy the Liberals. Every single question was about why we weren't spending more at the time. But the biggest difference from then to now is that we immediately laid out a plan to get back to balance by 2015. We followed that plan absolutely to a T, and that government inherited that incredible fiscal situation we had in Canada at that time.